It's the end of the year, which means everybody is going to be posting their best ofs or worst ofs 2016 lists, and I'm going to be doing the same thing. So this list is 100% opinion based, so don't castrate me if your opinion differs from mine, because opinions are opinions. And these are only games that I have actually played. There are games that probably would have made the list if I actually played them. So that being said, here is my top 10 best games of 2016. Everybody remembers Roller Coaster Tycoon, right? Well, some of the old developers from that got together and made kind of a spiritual successor to that, called Planet Coaster. It was in early access for a while, but it officially got released late this year. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's your good old roller coaster theme park creating madness. They give you a lot of options. You can do a lot with it, a lot more than you could do with the Roller Coaster Tycoon games. You can create your own coasters, you could have themes, you could do a lot of number stuff, pricing of rides, pricing of admission, get mechanics, and stuff like that. There is a lot to this coaster game. So if you ever wanted to own a theme park and manage a theme park, this is probably the best game for that. This game didn't really need a remastered, but it's pretty cool that they did actually remaster it. Skyrim was an awesome game when it came out, very revolutionary, very huge, a lot bigger than Oblivion ever was. Multiple quests, the world's always changing, your decisions actually mattered. There's so much to the game, and all the powers and weapons and ways you can level up your character. And it still is a very good game. The only reason why this is so low on the list is because it is only a remastered. They did change some things and they added mods, which is pretty awesome. Having mods on console is very unheard of unless if you actually hack the console. But it's your good old Skyrim goodness. In recent years, there's also have been a lot of reboots. But one reboot that I really like a lot is Ratchet Clank. It does stay pretty true to the original story with a PS4 graphical rehaul, which the game looks amazing. The characters are all there, the levels were fun, the weapons are very effective and very fun to use. Each one has their own special something about them. They all can be useful for sure. The writing is pretty great. I love the comedy and how the characters interact with each other. It's phenomenal. The only problem with this game I have is the movie tie-in. The movie wasn't bad, but you obviously had to watch the movie to play the game and vice versa. More so play the game to watch the movie. But outside of that, it was a fun game. Nice, fun, linear, third-person shooter, beat 'em up. It's definitely a great buy, especially if you like the original Ratchet Clank. I would definitely recommend getting this. Overwatch is one of the biggest games of the year, biggest games of the decade. So many people watch it. There's a bunch of tournaments. It's definitely, I feel like, the next League of Legends. This is definitely bigger than Team Fortress 2. I personally think this is better than Team Fortress 2. Some people might not, but I think it is. With all the classes, every character plays differently. They have their own special powers, and they all can be very useful if used correctly, for sure. There's a lot of strategy to the game. There's only a few game modes spread out between few maps. But the gameplay is actually really good and it keeps you coming, and they're always updating. It's definitely one of the best MOBAs I have ever played. Stardew Valley has so much to it. You start out taking over a farm, and it looks like crap, and then you have to redo it and make it actually look good and function. That's the premise. But there is so much more after that. You know, there's a day to week cycle. You know, stores and there's a bunch of people. You actually have to pay attention to your personal health, and you can actually fight enemies to get items for your farm. Everything is definitely revolved around your farm and how big and how awesome you can make it look. And the more you play the game, the better your farm looks. It feels good, especially when you remember how it looked when you arrived and then you made it become something more. With a few Minecraft elements of crafting, it definitely takes what farming was in Minecraft and grew it to something different. And then interacting with the people and having a town life. If you do like games like Minecraft, Sims, etc., you would definitely like this game for sure. A lot of people tend to forget this game, but it was so refreshing to have it. Star Fox Zero brings Star Fox back to its roots, and it's so amazing. Basically, it was part Star Fox 64, part Star Fox 2, nostalgic and new all at the same time. Yeah, some parts were kind of overly difficult and crazy, but it was still super fun and super to the roots. Like when you first start off, you're in Corneria, going over the water, just like in Star Fox 64, and going through town. It's all HD. It looks amazing. It feels amazing. You can go through the main story and just kind of blast through it, do whatever, and finish it. But you can also do that and try to unlock the extra missions, and then doing the time attacks. There is quite a bit to do to this game. Just like in regular Star Fox fashion, it does not take long to completely beat the game. But Star Fox was never meant to be a long adventure. It is an arcade-style shooter with a story. And with the extra mechanics, like the extra ships that are not just the tank, is definitely a very big treat to me and other Nintendo fans. This is another game I feel like people forgot. Even though a lot of people liked it, it only was talked about a little bit. But it is definitely a very good game, and a lot of people like it. So Far Cry Primal definitely kind of broke out of the normal Far Cry formula. And instead of trying to increase weapons, you only have a few weapons because it is caveman times essentially. And what you upgrade is your powers. That's what you mostly use. So your character in the game basically has a power where you could control and summon animals to fight with you, which is a very new thing to the Far Cry series. Not just shooting and doing missions, but also now with this new mechanic, there's a different level of strategy to the game. So this is a Pokemon game that definitely breaks out of the norm. Yes, you do the whole starter thing and you go through the world and yada yada yada. But with the different gym system and the original 150 Pokemon redesigns and everything like that, definitely makes the game something different. Not yet have Game Freak made a bad Pokemon game. So of course this game has to be on the list. But why is it so high on the list? It's only an HD remake. Well, the Twilight Princess HD remake is not only a remake. So to start off, I do love all Zelda games. And this one's definitely in my top 5 Zelda game. So that's one reason why it's so high on the list for me. You know, I bought this game. I've played it on the GameCube. I played it on the Wii. Now I play it on the Wii U. It's such a good game. But also, in good old Nintendo fashion, unlike most games that get remastered, Nintendo adds more to the remastered games and fixes things that people have problems with. They did the same thing with Wind Waker. So not only there was a texture rehaul, but using the touchscreen on the Wii U pad makes item switching so much more convenient. And when you get the power to turn into the wolf, at any time. That's even more convenient. You don't have to talk to Midna every time. There's just a button on your touchscreen. Just press it. Now I'm a wolf. That's awesome. Making the game more convenient that way, plus the texture rehaul, plus they added more stuff to it. More secret passages you could go through, and they added stamps, which is more so of a Miiverse thing. It's also another collectible. But for the people who love to collect things in games, and 100% collectathons, this is definitely something more. Not just getting the heart pieces and the bugs, but now you can get the stamps. It's definitely not copy paste and then add some awesome textures, even though the game looks fantastic. And that's alone a good reason to put this game on the list. But also they revamped it and made it better. And that's why for me it's so high on the list. Naughty Dog is definitely one of my most favorite companies. They've never made a bad game or a bad series. Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Last of Us, and definitely Uncharted. I was really hoping they were going to make another Uncharted after the third one, but they usually work in threes and then some extra stuff with the games. But having a full-blown sequel to Uncharted 3 was definitely welcomed. Nathan Drake, years after number 3, trying to have a normal life and not doing treasure hunt anymore. His brother, that was never mentioned in past games, which they explain why, comes to the fray and kind of pushes Nate into doing another treasure hunting adventure. And the story is awesome and epic in every way. The writing is fantastic. You got your share of humor, but you also got your share of drama. Everything has emotion. The actors who voice these characters are also spot on. I cannot find one flaw with this game. Some gunfights can be hard, but that's Uncharted for you. The game's not gonna just walk you through the game. With a good mix of action and puzzles and really good story, with a very epic ending that basically kind of closes off the series, it's a really good end to Nathan Drake's adventures. And the story alone makes it number 1 for me. And the gameplay and how fantastic it is. Even though it's super linear, that doesn't bother me, because linear is not bad. But then they have a multiplayer function with, which is definitely way better than Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3's. The spawning isn't bad. The game modes are actually fun. The new powers are great. Being able to change which character you are and the looks and the weapons. But that's nothing compared to the single player experience you'll get from Uncharted. So with its fantastic story, fantastic gameplay, fantastic writing, fantastic actors, this is what makes number 1 for me. So I hope you guys like this list. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you want to see more from us, subscribe. And till next year, bye.